Hey, what's up game developers? I couldn't record myself today, so I hired him, who doesn't talk much, but it will do. Okay, so you just stand there and entertained, alright? There's this universal advice that in order to become better at something, you need to practice a lot. So just build many games. Each game gives you new challenges, teaches you new knowledge, and makes you a wiser game developer. Work on a project you love, they say. Yep, that's it. End of the video. Thank you for watching. Obviously, that's not enough. It's even misleading. There is something else that not many programmers in the game industry talk about. The worst thing is that it's common knowledge with web developers or even artists. Let me show you. All web developers, even beginners, know that there is front-end and back-end. Developers that do both are called full-stack developers. They can build any website, but their time and skills are split among the front and the back. For artists, it is also obvious. They specialize in one area like characters, environment, animation, and so on. Artists that can do everything are generalists, but they also split their time and skills among different artistic styles. Game developers don't seem to talk about this. You are expected to just make a game. Everybody talks about scope creep, manage the scope of the project, etc. But if you're a beginner, this can be a big source of frustration. You can't really manage your project scope without understanding the different areas of game development and also taking into account what you love to do. Different areas require different programming skills. Let's take some very simple examples. Let's take, for example, an inventory system. Implementing an inventory system is mostly about structuring your data and managing it. You know, picking up a piece of wood, check if you have space in our backpack, put it in an available slot, or stack it into a pile of the same item. Let the user move items around, save the new state of the inventory, reload the inventory when the game starts, and so on. Of course, you also need the user interface, but that part becomes easier once your data is right. Everyone would also love a smart enemy in their game, and here again, lots of the work is more about the data and algorithms than the actual gameplay. Making enemies shoot is easy. What's difficult is making enemies decide when to shoot and where to shoot from. It's just two simple examples, but I think you get the point. Some features in your game require more knowledge about data structures. Others are just algorithms for decision making or procedural generation. Some features are just a bunch of triggers and Boolean flags. Some features are just about implementing third-party services for in-app purchases or social stuff. And finally, this brings us to my advice for beginners who want to get better at making games. Try to put most of your energy in one main area. Build games around that and understand what other areas you should avoid. How do you choose that area? Well, it should definitely be something that you love to do. If you love procedural worlds, just focus on that. If you love data management, then an RPG is interesting. If you love physics, a flying or driving game might suit you better. And if you love procedural, physics-based driving RPG game, you should now understand why it's a bad idea. For a beginner, the problem of scope creep is not so much about trying to put too many features, it's about trying to put too many features that require different programming techniques. Oh, also, choosing something you love doing means that you will probably need to try out multiple genres of games. Your first few games are probably not going to be what you expect. And this brings us to the beginning of this video. In order to become better at something, you need to practice a lot. At least now you know how to better practice. Alright, all good on your side, big boy? Alright, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and leave a thumbs up on your way out. It helps a lot. I am also preparing new original game dev content for beginners, which takes time. I am checking the YouTube world for what exists, what works, and what has been overdone. And I think that new content is going to be pretty cool. And now go work on your game. I will see you next time.